Welcome back here to MFL TV Live and our pre-game show, and it should be an absolute beauty here today. The 2025 Grand Final, crowd starting to build up, and a big day with Myponga Sellicks doing the junior games. Joining me, John Furner. John, you've been frothing at the mouth for this one for a few weeks. It's going to be a beautiful day, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be a great game. I think the best two teams have got through. Wollonga probably up there in the top three teams as well. They were unlucky last week in the preliminary final against McLaren, but it's going to be an absolute cracking game. Probably cracking, all day. I think all games can go either way, and we look forward to great contests.
Yeah, McLaren pretty strong as well, but I'm looking forward to the B grade. I reckon McLaren haven't won a game. They go in against the Muddies. Myponga Sellicks, they really are hard at it, aren't they? They're really going to make McLaren earn it if they win it.
Yeah, Myponga are renowned and really physical, I think. McLaren probably like that outside free-flowing footy. Myponga are they're real hard in and under, tough physical team, and down at Myponga, that's where they breed them tough. But I'll probably sway towards McLaren. They've been undefeated, like you said, all year, and they got a couple of good ins today as well. So they're going to be hard to beat, but Myponga will definitely bring their game in that reserves game footy.
Myponga certainly got a couple back in as well, namely the big ruckman in Hunty last week, kicked a couple of valuable goals. If he can go forward and set them up like that, they're a silly chance.
Yeah, both Hunt and DMAC also didn't play. Damien Macrow as well didn't play last week either. So there's some massive ins from their last finals win. So it's going to be a great game. And like you said, Scott Hunt going up forward can be a huge target for him. And if he can kick a couple of goals, as we look at the conditions, a little bit of rain falling now, Myponga would love those conditions, similar to last year down there at Myponga as well. So we've seen what their A grade did, and I'm sure their reserves can do the same.
I tell you what, it's about 7 degrees and it feels like about -2. It is really chilly, the wind down here. It was beautiful 10 minutes ago. It's Four Seasons, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. You get that down here at Victor Harbour, and that's going to suit Victor Harbour in the A grade. I'm sure they'll know this ground really well, but McLaren have had success here as well. So I think all in all, it's going to be a great game, great day of footy, kicking off with the 14s within sort of half an hour or so.
And of course, one big advantage Victor Harbour take into this match is, of course, home ground advantage, and that's instrumental, isn't it, in a game of footy, let alone a grand final. You don't get that too often.
No, you don't. We actually saw it last year, and it's with Myponga. It was a massive home ground advantage with them, and getting over Victor by a point in last year's grand final. And you don't get that often with the rotating grand finals you do in the Great Southern. It's not at the same ground each year, and Victor Harbour, they would just be absolutely itching to get that one done today in front of their home crowd, in their hometown. The place is buzzing, and it's going to be a great day of footy. But McLaren, they're seasoned veterans. They've got the players. They've been there and done it. They know what it's taken. They're going to be no pushover.
Well, let's have a look at the A grade and break it down a little bit. Down the forward line for Victor Harbour, you've got guys like Ross. You've got Vincent down there that can jag a few goals. Basham, you can't shut Basham down for 4 quarters. And then you've got guys like Heaslip, male medalist. He's just so dangerous, running forward and kicking goals. What have McLaren got in their backlines to stop them?
Yeah, they have been a little bit decimated with injuries, McLaren, in the back line this year. Obviously losing Ash Goodison and the likes, and Jamie Smith are two of their absolute stalwarts back there, both dual premiership players. But, they've got Lockie Campbell do a great job down there. He's a tall defender that can do that. But they'll rely on Stuart Green and these guys who have been there and done it. They've got the experience. They've got the run and carry out of that back line as well. There's some great players down there. Isaac Stokes as well, the big red stop sign they call him. So he's another one that can definitely curtail them. But they're going to rely on pressure in the midfield. That's where it's going to be done. You talked about those players you spoke about there, Bruce. If they're getting it delivered on a plate, they're going to be hard to stop. And so I think the midfield is where it's going to be won and lost. And both teams have fantastic midfields. It's going to be an absolute quality game. And, hopefully it can be a nice close one for us all. And, we'll see what happens.
Well, let's talk of McLaren's midfield firstly. I only want to talk about one bloke, and you know who it is. It's that man, Brett Marfellis. He is going to be a vital cog in this McLaren side. He brings others into the game, never wastes the footy, wins the hard contest. If you've got a pack, he's on the bottom, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's not only on the bottom of the pack, but he gets up and brings others into the play. Brings in Daniel Marr and Rady and these sort of guys that then can deliver up forward towards Vandermeer and the like, but and Connor Fitt. But they, Muff Ellis, he's been a champion of the game, and I'm sure Victor Harbour got something to curtail his influence as we see the rain just falling here at Victor, so we are going to get showers throughout the day. But yeah, Brett Ellis is going to be a key in there, I think, with him. And then you got ones like Jackson Daniels on the outside that can provide that run and pace, and you need that on that big ground out here at Victor Harbour. So I think all in all, if Brett Ellis can play near his capability, he's always good for a couple of goals as well. McLaren are going to be very dangerous.
Kleinick back in the backs there he's been missed a few games, Kleinick, for Victor Harbour. Who else do you see back there that can actually stop the McLaren forwards?
Yeah, it's going to be a real team defence. We spoke to their coach earlier in the year, and he was really proud of, because they've been in and out their defenders all year. So I think, McLaren have got the tall forwards in Merritt and Connor Fitt. So there's going to be a real team defence effort back there, I think. But the good thing about Victor Harbour, they run it out so well. They get their midfielders back there. They get the likes of Heaslip and these guys that can push back and work it out of defence. So team defence is always the key these days, and I see today being no different.
Yeah, it's just dropped another 2 degrees here as that light showers come over the ground. I think we get paid the big bucks to do something silly like this, but look, promises to be an absolute thriller. Crowd building up here, ready for the kick-off at 9:05 in the under 14 and a halves. Should be an absolute ripper, or the junior Colts they call it down here. Let's have a look at the tips through the day, John. We've got 4 games. It's a tough call. Grand finals can go either way. I don't think it's going to be like last year, where last year we had all the underdogs win, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. I think last year every minor premier lost the grand final, which I can't see that happening today. There's a couple of really strong sides. So
has that been done before?
I'm not sure it has. We'll have to get our statistician onto that one, Bruce. But every minor premier losing a grand final in the one day is probably unheard of. But we'll start with the 14s. I think this is going to be a fantastic game. This one could go drop of a hat. I'll go slightly biased and I'll say McLaren just get over the line, and an absolute thriller for the 14s.
You had to say that, or you would have been kicked out of the McLaren Footy Club. I think it's going to be a hard, even contest. And the reason I say that is because we've just had that little scud shower come through. Look, I'm getting too old to get down there on that grass and do the old Tony Gregg put the key in, but it's slippery, and that's going to close the game up, isn't it? It's going to be tough in around those contests.
Yeah, it will be. And we see these kids, they're only 14, 15 years old. As we just see Ponga running out there, and they're big boys. They're not like we were when we were growing up, Bruce. These guys are hitting gyms, and they're into their protein shakes, so they're well-built, strong kids. This game could go either way as we move in towards the 17s. I think Ponga look definitely strong in that 17s. They've had an undefeated season in the under 17s. Some of those players are going for 4 premierships in a row. Wow. So 3 in the senior Colts, and they came through the junior Colts winning a premiership. That's just unheard of. So that's an absolute credit to Ponga and their junior program. We've been lucky enough to speak with a few of the coaches throughout the year, but the way they've turned their junior program around is an absolute credit to them. So I see them getting the job done in the 17s.
So you're going for, of course, McLaren in the 14s and the junior Colts. You're going for Ponga in the 17s. I'm going to go the other way in the juniors. I think Ponga, and I've liked the look of them in the finals. I reckon they can double up and get the first 2 Colts. Let's have a look at the B grade. I reckon this is going to be one of the hardest, toughest B grades. Last year at Ponga in the grand final, it was an absolute shocker of a day. Let's hope we don't have those sort of conditions. It was windy, it was wet, but this one, I reckon it's going to be a real, who's going to crack first? The whole premiership quarter, the third quarter, could just decide this reserves game. What do you reckon? 6 goals should win it.
Yeah, I think so. I think it'll be a low-scoring affair. I think both teams, especially in the reserves, play that hard contested footy, but I think McLaren have had the outstanding year. They're probably the team to beat, 18 and zip. Won both their finals, admittingly only just against Ponga. We broadcasted that one a couple of weeks ago in that semi-final, where it was only the last quarter they ran away with it. So Ponga probably strengthened up since then. I know McLaren have got a couple in as well since then, so should be an absolute cracking game. The team that can calm first, relax and play footy will be the team that comes out on top. I see McLaren, I'll go 3 goals.
John, you're a man that's played in a lot of finals. I've only played in 3 grand finals myself, 1, 2. You've played in a few more than me. How do you see the taking into a grand final defeated. How do you see that? It's just going to play on your mind, isn't it?
Yeah, it does, and people say it doesn't, but it is in the back of your mind, and probably more in the mind of the opposition team, I think, where you go, you know what, we've got nothing to lose. All the pressure's on them. Let's come out firing, and you know, if you're an undefeated team and you slip a couple of goals down, that you just get that little bit more nervous in front of goal. The ball seems a little bit harder to grab and stuff like that, and you're always looking around the corner. So McLaren, for the key for them would be to start well. If they can start well and get their tails up, get the confidence running, it'll be a tough ask for Maiponga to come back. But we know the physical team that they are and the skillful team. They always talk about the physicality of Maiponga, but they're an extremely skillful, well-drilled team, headed up by D-Mac up forward, most likely. They're going to have to stop him. He's good for 3 or 4 goals today. If they can keep that to under 2 goals, then I think McLaren will be well on their way.
Yeah, it's going to be nothing in it. Of course, you're going to go for McLaren. I'm going to go for McLaren as well. It's going to be an absolute belter, that one. Let's have a look at the A grade now and wrap it up here as we just freeze up a bit more in these very cool cold conditions to start this 2025 Grand Final. It's here at Victor Harbor. Victor Harbor taking on the Mitre McLaren. Well, haven't got the information in front of me, but who's won what this year? You may have that. It's been a real couple of doozies between them this year, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. I think they're one all in the home and away season, and then in the qualifying final, I think down here Victor Harbor ran away. I think they kicked 12 goals straight at one stage to McLaren's 3 goals. They kicked a bit inaccurately, but yeah, they're an evenly matched team. Surprisingly, they finished 2nd and 3rd on the ladder. Wollonga unfortunately going out in straight sets. So yeah, 2nd versus 3rd. They're both 1-1, lost 1 against each other at their home grounds. McLaren a real gutsy win up there in McLaren earlier in the year, and Victor Harbor have been the measuring stick for most of the year. So this one is going to be an absolute cracker. I think most A-grade grand finals are in the Great Southern, hard, tough, fought-out contests. So I think the team, it's a cliche, but whoever can kick straight, I think today. We've seen Victor Harbor a few weeks ago kick extremely accurate. McLaren were an inaccurate team, so your shots on goals in grand finals just have to be goals. You don't want to be kicking 5 goals, 9, 19 or something silly like that. You want to be able to kick accurately and put the scoreboard pressure on.
Yeah, important to set it up in the first half, isn't it? You want to kick those early goals, and that sort of sets the game up. Look, we've got the electronic scoreboard down here with Travis from the, what do they call themselves, the .com mob, and look, it's set for an absolute ripper down here. Not too far away. Big thanks to all our sponsors, and of course our match day sponsor today is Dutton's from Murray Bridge, and they've supplied us a car to get down here today. Absolutely brilliant of Mark and the team down there at Dutton's, and we really have been blessed with some great sponsors also down here on the south coast, and the likes of Fluorio Milk, Fluorio Gin, West End getting on board with us. It's just been a sensational season, and you can get on with us next year. We'll be back here. There's the big announcement. We'll be back here next year in the Great Southern Football League. Nothing official signed, but we love it down here, and it's a great competition, and we've got a good team of broadcasters, and it really has been a really good season, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been fantastic, and you look at the likes that missed out on finals as well. You can see some big signings through coaches and players already. So the likes of Mount Compass getting new coach, which will bring players. Yankalilla seems to be a team on the real improve. So it's and I know Maiponga are going to strengthen up as well next year as well.
Yeah, of course, Shillers.
Yeah, Shillers is heading off. So there's been some and some big signings and a lot of rumours. We love the off-season talk. So who's going to go where and what's going to happen. So stick around for Great Southern Footy. I think it's the best league in South Australia. So yeah, and it'll be a showcase today.
Well, there it is. We're going to get back into that commentary box. It's a lot warmer than sitting out here on the Oval for our pre-game 2025 Great Southern Football League Grand Final. Stay with us. Up next, we got the first bounce of the Junior Colts. It'll be Maiponga Select taking on McLaren. So stay with us, and we'll be back in a moment.